What's good? So I have Quarantine Music by DilizaTheMD. I'm gonna bump a bit of the beat and then I'll go through the elements. So I'll just start off the top. A lot of the beat sounds, it's very similar. It's just rolling, right? It's just a rolling loop, one massive loop. Let me bump it. Okay, so I'm just gonna start from the top. Let's not waste any time. The first sound is a trumpet, or a set of trumpets. Let me see if I've got them here on the MIDI. Nope, that's not it. What is going on? There we go. Right, so there are a couple of loops here, but I've got a lot of instruments as well. So yeah, let's get those trumpets. So you can hear that they are quite distant. This is east-west. Alright, let me see if I can pull up the notes that I played. Yeah. That's that. Alright. Let me see if I can find some more melodic elements while we're at it. Whew, there's actually a lot going on. Let me just go through systematically. Okay, this is the first of the loops. If I remember correctly, this is arcade. I don't think it's a loop. I think it is a chop. Thing is, it's been rendered, and it's been rendered as more than just one sound. So I'm guessing it was a combination of sounds put together, and that's how we got this. It's more of like a soundscape, little ambience. Okay, now I know what I did next. A lot of it, what you see here, is just drum elements. The way that I've set them up, they are designed to not hit directly on the grid. So if I just pull up some of it, you'll see where things are hitting. So already here, you can see that this is just randomly placed. What else? I've got these notes, and you can see that they're not on grid, right? You can see things are slightly off. Whereas with this, it would probably have been on this grid, on this grid, on this grid, on this grid, ordinarily on a beat like this. But I've got a lot of sounds that are just hitting randomly. The reason I'm doing that is to create that can I call it like that bounce? As things are moving on, you kind of like pulled along by the percussion. All right, so let me just unmute some of it and you hear what's going on. Very random. So that little breakdown that there was just a set of sounds. That's it. This one. but the way that they're hitting off grid. There's another way that you can actually do this, if I'm not mistaken. For the life of me, I've forgotten how to do it. Huh. I'll remember. Ah, here we go. Shift. There we go. Let's see if any of these have been shifted. So we've got small little fine things going on here. Okay, it's not really shifting. I see I've just shifted. Actually, it is shifting. It's all shifting. So all that shifting was me sitting with the like my little MPC, the what's this thing called, the Kai Fire. On it you can just quickly sit and shift things, and by shifting things slightly out, it gives it that shaky feel. It's like getting a swing, but more of an organic swing, right? So you can see here the next couple of patterns, same sort of thing going on. Let me just play all of that. You'll hear what's happening. And it's shifting back and forth. If I play the metronome, it's still in key. Sorry, it's still in tempo. But it kind of feels like certain elements are just slightly off. And that's what gives it that feel. Now, on top of this, I have 2 loops running. Both of which are, I know the loops and I know the creators of the loops. They create a lot of loops that are just off BPM. So they're kind of doing the same thing. They're hitting, but they're hitting just off. So if you look carefully, you can see this first note here already starts off. It's not starting on grid, starting way off. Well, not really way off, but you can see it's off grid, and it continues. Everything's slightly out. Let me just bump it alone. That's all it is. And this is the other one that I played at the same time. What I liked about this one is that it's got those random hits in between that kind of like throw you off slightly. So if we bump all the drums, and I'm spending a lot of time on the drums because that's literally all this beat was about. I remember sitting in front of my Kai-Fi, just sitting and, you know, just messing around with the drums. Once it was done, the rest of the beat, you can see there isn't that much more. There isn't that much more that I added to it. So it's chaotic, right? It's very, very chaotic, but yeah, it works. So I'm gonna go into the next couple of elements. Let's see what we got here. That's a stock sound. That's definitely a stock sound. Where are we? Pattern 16. What's going on? Yeah, flex. We've got very cheesy. I messed with the filter a little bit, messed with the attack a little bit like I usually do. Just that when I hit the note, it opens up. It doesn't just hit you right away. So if I play it normally, sounds fairly normal. Let me turn the filter down. Gives it a very like vintage feel. Okay, so I've stuffed that up slightly. I'm guessing it was probably more attack, maybe a little more filter. Anyway, as long as I don't save, I'm cool. What's left? Okay, I'm not gonna go through the individual percussive sounds. Those are literally just anything that you can find. Let me just play a couple of the sounds and you'll hear what I chose. And maybe you can figure out why I chose these sounds, and maybe you can tell me why I chose them, because I don't know. What is that? Okay. Then very nice kick there. Cool. I think the only other element that I haven't, okay, there's a few. Okay, 808. 808. Okay. Right. I remember this 808, I kind of had to do the same thing. The notes couldn't be on. So you can see here, this would ordinarily hit here along this grid, but it isn't. It's slightly off. See, everything's been shifted, but it's all because the kick has been shifted. Everything's been shifted. So for it to sound in time, everything else needs to also get shifted. That 808, I don't think it's got too much distortion on it, if any. Yeah. So I usually put the fast distortion on and then I turn its mix level right down. Just so until I find the sweet spot. So let me just bump that again and then I'll mess around with this and you'll see what effect it has. Could have had more, but I really didn't need it. I have limiter as well as, see, my Pro Q is not doing too much here. Limiter is probably not doing anything either. Let's pull that up. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ah, the limiter is for the side chain. Just grab the kick quick. Here it is here. Here's the kick. So it's side chaining to this. Okay. Let me just comment on this filter real quick. And the filter is for the trumpets. So you'll hear the trumpets open and then close as we get to this filter point. And it's just to give some space so that that soundscape thing that I mentioned in the beginning can, you know, it can step forward, and then also this percussion can just step forward while the trumpets just go back for a bit in the mix. And then that happens throughout the beat, the whole way through. Let's see what's happening here towards the end. Things change up slightly. I actually have no idea what's about to happen. Same notes, using tape piano here. This, I think this is the preset I used, the Baghdad piano. Very nice VST. You can just, you know, mess with the LFOs, get all sorts of sound effects. But then what's nice about it is that you can add little choir, pad, string, atmosphere, Atmos, whatever. And then you can add organ, all depending on what you want to add. So you can hear that I've added a bit of the choir effect. Very synthesized, but also works. Okay, so with this, I think it must have been Serum, possibly Serum. No, it wasn't. I think I had another instance of tape piano, well, another preset of tape piano, burnt that down to make pattern 3, and then I then created this one here. So it was the same set of notes, just two different parts of the plugin, so at the same time. And that's pretty much it. Isn't that much going on else in the beat. So yeah, if there are any questions you might have, let me know. Peace. Peace.